Right, troops, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Greg Hamill. I run a multiple six-figure coaching business. And the goal is to take that business to seven figures per year over the next couple of years. Now, also, I help coaches grow their own online fitness businesses without paid ads, without fucking sending hundreds of cold DMs. And this stuff is all free, right? This is stuff that is the golden stuff that other mentors would charge you thousands for their shit course that no one fucking wants. So I'm going to do it for free, right? I would recommend staying to the end of the video, of course. I'm going to cover how to handle drop-offs in your online coaching business. We're going to cover the reason that most clients leave. Is your service just a bit shit? And if it is, don't worry about it because you can fix it, right? You might think your service is very good and it might not be that good, right? Every single service, including my own service, whether it's mentoring, whether it's my coaching, whether it's our group coaching, these things can and should be regularly assessed and made better, essentially. And what to do if it is financial, right? A lot of times it's not going to be financial. Now, all of us who've been in this game long enough, we've all had these sorts of texts. Hey mate, I've been thinking, I'm going to take a step away from coaching. And you can tell, even before you open your WhatsApp message, you can just tell. And you get that sinking feeling, you think, for fuck's sake. Especially if you've had a reasonable month, if you've had 3 people come on board, but you've had 3 people drop off and you're like, fuck, I had an extra wee increase to the MRR this month. And now I don't because these 3 people are leaving. So I would say 9 times out of 10, you can not stop clients leaving, right? You're not holding anyone hostage in any way, shape, or form. But I have, over the years, experienced that if people typically message you that, if you do these things in this video, you can prevent them leaving, right? And they'll actually want to stay with you. So this is how to do it, right? 9 out of 10 times, and this is the reason why most clients leave, right? And this is across the board. So if you've not done the things that I'm going to cover in this video in your own business, it is time to start implementing these things. And yeah, you'll still get the same messages, but you'll keep a lot more clients, right? So 9 out of 10 times with these messages, if you know that your service is on point, they're probably leaving because they're struggling with something, they're not quite hitting targets, and probably feel like they're letting you down, right? If you've worked with a coach or mentor in the past, and it's been a really, really good one-to-one service, you will probably have felt this at some point. Like, I've felt this with coaches, felt it with mentors. Like, if you've done something or not done something, or you've got stuff going on in your personal life and you're like, oh fuck, I've not tracked my food for the last couple of days. Whereas for me, because I'm quite comfortable doing it, I'll just reach out to my coach and be like, mate, this week's a bit of a write-off, whether it's something to do, obviously I'm a dad, whether it's something to do with the wee guy. Today we've been flooded, we've had a storm, we had the gas and the electricity off, like, there's so many things like that, but again, it's very, very short term. For people like us in the fitness industry, fitness stuff is quite easy, right? See, for the kind of gen pop people that we are coaching, it's not that easy. Usually it's a big kind of shift in lifestyle. And a lot of times it's easy for them to slip back into their old habits and their old lifestyle, especially if you as a coach are not picking up on it, right? And the more people that you coach, the better you will get at doing this, right? There is an art to coaching people. So the one thing that I would say, right, you are there, Mr. Miyagi. I thought this picture was quite fitting because the Karate Kid is a god tier movie. So what to do, right? As soon as a client messages me anything like this, I will get them on a call. You're a business owner and a professional. Like, the one thing I don't like to see is when coaches get ratty about this stuff. Like, it's just very, very unprofessional. Any emotional attachment that you have to your business, you should remove that, and you should work on continuing to try and remove that as much as possible. Don't get super excited about the big highs. Don't get super down and negative and take it personally if people decide to leave, right? Everyone is a fucking adult. We all have free will. We can do what we want, right? And if you act emotionally and you're reactive with stuff, people will pick up on it. It might seem like a good idea at the time. Don't ever call anyone out on social media. It is the most pathetic thing you can do as an adult. Don't ever go, like, you can see it with coaches' content. If someone's obviously dropped off and they've done something or something's happened in their business and there's immediately posts going up about it, like, I just lose immediate respect for people. You can look at this as like objection handling content, but put it out in a way that's positive to people. So you're a business owner, you're a professional. Do not especially try and argue with the client, right? Do not get offended and act like a twat. Just don't do it, right? It is literally the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Do not do that. The main goal here is support, right? We all get into coaching probably because we want to help people. I think nowadays it's potentially changed a wee bit. People just want money from it, which again is a good goal, right? It's not to shit on people because we want money. We all want to make more money. We all want to get rich. We all want to be able to look after our families. But the main reason a lot of us get into coaching in the first place, a lot of the reason I do these videos is literally just to help people. I get so much satisfaction from helping people. I get so much satisfaction from helping people lose weight. I get so much satisfaction from coaches like yourself watching this who work with me and they've had a record month, or they've had 3 or 4 new clients come on over the course of a week. They're starting to feel more confident in their business. They've stopped wasting thousands and thousands of pounds on other mentors and groups and all this kind of shit. That's the stuff that I want to do, right? So if there's someone who has picked me out of all these other people on the internet to work with, I will go out my way to give them any level of support that they need. I've had clients before that have messaged me saying, hey mate, I'm really, really struggling at the moment, I just can't do this, and they've wanted to drop off. I have then done a catch-up call with those clients every single week. I think it was about 7 weeks in a row. We had a 30-minute Zoom call. Like, there's no coaches, like there's just not other coaches doing that. Everyone's just in this just now for this quick buck. They're trying to just get clients in, they see them as numbers. If you want your business to last, this is the stuff to be doing, right? This is just a very generic message. This is my own wording, but obviously you can word yours differently. Sorry to hear it, mate. Let's get booked in for a call next week and chat through it. Don't worry about it. Immediately that message will put their mind at rest. I find for the most part on these calls, if you're a good coach and you actually care about your clients, they will open up to you. Like 100% of the time, they will open up to you, right? It's usually not what they've initially mentioned. Hey mate, things are just a bit tight just now. Obviously I've got a car bill coming up, blah, 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 whatever that might be. It's actually just because they're struggling with something. You've not been as approachable enough as you should have been for them to reach out and message you about it. So again, that's why relationship building, which I'll do another full video on, building relationships in your business with your clients, is probably one of the most important things you can do in terms of retaining clients, okay? And then your business will actually grow. Your business isn't going to grow if your retention is absolutely dog shit. So, if you're a good coach and actually care about your clients, they will open up to you, right? You do whatever you feel best to support them, and you'll probably find a way that they can stay. They didn't want to leave, they just needed support and a level of care from you as their coach. Like, I genuinely can't fathom how coaches find it difficult to do this. Like, go out of your way to do more coaching, go out of your way to be a better coach, go out of your way to actually give enough of a fuck about your clients, right? They've literally, out of all these coaches online, they've picked you to work with. They have given you hard-earned money. I mean, what if they're making fucking £20-30, right, an hour, and they're giving you £200 a month? That's a lot of fucking money. 10 hours of their work is going into, well, more than that, but 10 hours of their work over the course of the month is going into paying you, right? So fucking show up for them and give them the support that they need. Now, a lot of the time, this can be simplifying things for those clients. So if you've maybe, let's say you've had a new client come on and they haven't really tracked stuff before, right? Now, you should obviously make this personal for each person, right, who's coming on. If it's some person who's never tracked food and you've got them tracking dietary fiber, higher fucking carbohydrates on training days and all this shit, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to need that, right? So you can probably just adapt your service around it. The amount of times I've had people on calls and they're like, oh, I'm just really, really struggling to make all those training sessions. And I'll just say, right, so what if we try dropping back to 2 sessions or 3 sessions a week? Would that help? I think that would make a massive difference. Cool, right, I'll do that next. I do my programming on Thursdays. I'll do that next Thursday. We'll get it swapped out. We'll go from there. The following week, we'll get another catch-up call done. So I'll typically do catch-up calls every 6 weeks. If I think there is a client that I'm working with who is struggling or needs more support, needs a better, deeper level of service from myself, I'll offer them that service. They can get as many calls with me as they want. Oh yeah, but it takes up so much time. Yeah, mate, it's your fucking job. Just give them the time to these people who are actually paying you instead of trying to go viral on fucking Instagram like a dick. Sorry. Anyway, right. Check yourself before you wreck yourself and your service. Now, on the other hand, if your service is just a bit shit, it's okay because you can fix it, right? Now, in my coaching company, so I have 6 coaches on at the moment, and we have a 7th coach who I have a call with next week who's potentially coming on to work for me at Blue Light Coaching, right? Or within Blue Light. I don't even like saying work for me, but work in part of my company, right? So, in my coaching, company, we regularly get clients coming to work with us from other coaches, right? This happens a lot. Now, when I started Blue Light Coaching, I started coaching shift workers when I was in the police. So I was a cop for a long time, right? When I was in the job, I started coaching people on my shift. That was basically how I started the niche, right? Now, this niche has grown and grown and grown, but the other coaches coming into it outside of Blue Light Coaching, again, from what I have heard, there's a lot of coaches who are just subpar, right? I had a guy come in to work with myself in February. He had worked with another one of these coaches, and he was like, mate, even the onboarding video. So before I get a client in to work with myself, I will send them a pre-call video, and as an individualized video, hey, whatever their name is, this is just a very, very quick video, mate, before the call. I'm just going to go over the service in a bit more detail. It'll save us a bit more time on call, and I'll send that over to them. And 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, mate, this is just so much more in-depth than anything that I've received before from any of these other coaches. Now, every single time we get these clients who come in from other coaches, they have mentioned how much, whether they're working with myself or working with one of the other coaches, they always say how much better our level of service is than the other coaches, like every single time, right? And I know you could argue that and say, well, yeah, but then they'll maybe go to these coaches. There's maybe 3 or 4 of these other coaches, right? The people who come to us are like, this is night and day, like night and day. And we know that, right? But again, it's something that we can still constantly try and improve on, and it's something that I constantly try and improve on to push our standard higher and higher and higher. This is the level that you need to get to in your business, right? See if a lot of you guys who are relatively new to this, or you're 30 clients, 40 clients, you're trying to get more clients, even less than that, to be honest, right? Focus on your service. Focus on getting fucking amazing results for clients. If you are a really, really good coach, you could probably build a really, really good business off the back of referrals, realistically, right? A lot of the clients that I work with come from other people that have worked with me. And 9 times out of 10, if I get new clients coming in, maybe not 9 times out of 10, that's probably a lie, but again, a lot of clients I get coming in, one of my current clients will message me and say, oh, hi, by the way, one of these guys was asking about your service. Obviously, I said to him that I worked with you just now and that it was really, really good, and he's going to book in for a call. They'll book in for a call, they'll come on. Not only do they have me talking about my service on social media, they have another person who actually works with me being like, yeah, mate, this is the best level of online coaching I've ever experienced. And again, go and look at the results. My coaching page is at Blue Light Coaching on Instagram. Go and look at the results on that page, right? There is no one else in the industry for my niche that's getting results like that. And yeah, there's a lot of other coaches who do really, really good jobs. They coach their clients, they do photo shoots, they're getting professional photos. It's different niches, right? For my niche, hands down, there is no one who comes close. Not even fractionally close, right, to myself and the other coaches in Blue Light Coaching. So try and be more proud of your service than getting views and likes on Instagram. It just does not fucking matter. This is the level that you need to try and get to. So instead of worrying about Instagram likes and going viral, just be great at coaching. Like, genuinely just get better at coaching. I know that's a super obvious thing to say, oh, be a good coach, right? It matters. And see, the people who tell you that, they're usually very, very good coaches. If they say, look, you just need to get better at coaching and be a good coach, those people are usually very, very good coaches, right? Why they have a business that they've built. Why I've got the business that I've built. Because we genuinely just give a fuck about the people that we work with. So your minimum standards of service, right? This is very, very important. And even as Alex Hormozi says, right, most people will make up their long-term decision about your business within the first 24 hours, right? I don't know how accurate that is, right? But the first 24 hours after purchase is crucial, right? Now, I would usually argue this is more so for physical products, right? But I do think a client's experience from paying you within the first couple of days, within the first week, genuinely sets the tone for their entire client journey. So, their experience within the first week is even more important, okay? How many times have you signed up to something and been massively underwhelmed with it? Massively underwhelmed with it. It's happened to me a lot of times, right? It's probably happened to you a lot of times. And if your clients now, the more coaches that are coming out, they've probably worked with other coaches and it's been a shit service. Like, you see this on coaches' pages all the time. It's like, yeah, this is how my service works. And then it's like, you basically have a call with me, and then within a week to 10 days, you'll have your program through. A fucking 10 days, mate. What the fuck are you doing for 10 days to fucking make up somebody's program? Oh, well, I like to make it individualised. So does everybody, mate. It's not going to fucking take you 10 days, mate. So anyway, that's for another fucking day. So, the last thing you want is anyone to feel any sort of buyer's remorse. Okay, now this is more kind of relevant if we're doing paid in fulls, right? If you're charging a good whack of money, I don't charge people paid in fulls. I don't even charge people on the day. If they're like, yeah, mate, I'm keen to come on, cool, when do you get paid? Right, let's fucking set up for them, right? So again, that just lowers the chance of anyone feeling any form of buyer's remorse. For yourself, right, I would do the exact same thing. Now, people will carry that with them until the end of their package. If you're doing packages, even if you give them a great service. So if they pay up front, even if they pay you, for example, let's say they pay you 200 quid today, right, and that's their monthly coaching fee, see if that first week is shit. They're not going to have any other level of service. It's like your first impression from your level of service, mate, is shit. No matter how much better you make it as you go, right? They will remember that first week. They'll remember what it's like to be onboarded with it. You want to fucking blow these people away. Okay, so setup time and support are vital. So when a new client comes on, their setup, onboarding is your number one priority. Now, I don't give a fuck what else you have got going on, right? I do not care. Not going to the pub with your mates or watching football and doing it as an afterthought. Stay up late, get up early, and get it done. And I know everyone says they're busy, right? I am super, super busy, right? I had I had two new clients come on this week. I had a returning client who had, lo and behold, went and worked with another coach, came back to work myself because it was shit. I had a new client come on. That was Tuesday and Wednesday. I had both of those calls. It is Friday. Both clients are already fully set up and onboarded, right? They've had welcome packs out. This is the welcome packs that we send, right? They're individualized. I don't understand why coaches have generic welcome packs. Like, what the fuck is the point in having a generic welcome pack? Put a little bit more effort into it. Make it even more personalized. So our welcome packs, if this is the first page, right? Their name, obviously take out the word name. Their name specifically, welcome pack. The next slide is a little bit about the service, their check-in day, specifically their check-in day. Off the back of their PAR-Q and lifestyle questionnaire, I will program their initial starting calories, their initial starting macros. If we're tracking macros, usually it's just a protein and a calorie target, the amount of days they can train, and their cardio targets initially, right, off the bat. They then get a welcome pack through. See, even if it does take me 2 days to make up their full sheets and get them onboarded, they have stuff that they can work on. They've had value from myself. We send them the link to our members group, and I have an onboarding document, basically just a basics introduction to coaching document. That's what it's called. Super, super basic. This is your priority, right? See if someone pays you in the morning and they're excited about it and they're like, right, I'm going to go and get going, and they don't hear from you the full day, and they don't hear from you the next day, and they're like, this is a bit weird, I've not heard from this fucking guy. From me, people sign up immediately when they pay me, like this here. So as soon as they pay me, the PAR-Q and lifestyle questionnaire immediately come through to their email address, right? See if they fill them out as soon as I get their own personalised welcome pack over to them with the training days, food targets, cardio targets on day one. I get that over to them as soon as it's done, right? It doesn't matter what was going on in my life. It doesn't matter what was going on. My work is a priority, right? That is the number one thing. If you think about this in any other job, right? And I know people kind of moan about this in the coaching space. Oh yeah, but you know, my partner wants me to spend a bit more time with them, and see the amount of fucking money you can make as an online coach, right? I'm not going to go into the specifics of what I make, but it's a fucking lot of money, right? See if I had a job that paid me that much money. Do you think I would expect to do a wee bit of work at the weekend sometimes? Yes. I mean, what time is it just now? 6:10 in the evening, right? I'm recording a video for free for you guys for YouTube, right? It's part of my job to do these things. And then I'm going to go through, have dinner, put the wee guy to bed, do his bath, have my dinner, right? So don't let anything else get in the way of this. Oh yeah, but you know, so-and-so gives me into trouble and moans at me if I'm working a bit. That's their fucking problem, mate. You're growing a business. Just do what the fuck you're supposed to do. This is your priority. If you had any other job where you were making the amount of money that's possible to be made as an online coach, you would be working late, and they wouldn't fucking moan about it if you had an office job. Oh, sorry, I'm going to be at the office until 9 o'clock. Okay, don't worry. Because you're self-employed, put your foot down with this as well, right? I'll make another video on this, but that is extremely important. So, unless someone goes on holiday, right? So unless I get a new client come on, like, yeah, mate, I'm fucking super keen to get started, but I'm away on holiday next week. I'll be back the week after. The only reason I get their onboarding stuff sent over to them the day they come back from holiday is because I want it to be fresh in their mind for that week. I'll still get their welcome pack and all that over to them. I'll still time with them before they go on WhatsApp. Hey mate, just to say enjoy the holiday. I'll have everything over to you for you coming back. When they land, they've fucking boom, boom, boom. Everything's through. So I'll get the full program and set up done within 24 hours. And you can do that, right? If I have a new client to set up tomorrow, I will stay up until, I'll let my full family go to bed, and I will stay up until midnight and I will do it. Oh, you know, but I like to make it personalised and take my time. No, you like to fuck about on Instagram. You like to go to your bed. You like to watch TV. Just get their stuff done. It is the most important thing within the first week, right? So, they also get a 15 to 20 minute onboarding video. I had a new coaching client come on. This guy's a coach. I had a new coaching client come on. In fact, I had two. I had one last week and one the week before. One of those onboarding videos was over 40 minutes long. 40 minutes long, right? Everything was value. He's watched the full thing multiple times. We've had catch-up calls since then. And I know for a fact they're not getting that elsewhere, right? My PT clients aren't getting that elsewhere. So you should have that same level of confidence or arrogance, whatever you want to call it, knowing there's no one else out there who's doing a level of service similar to me, right? There's just not. So they'll get usually 15 to 20 minute onboarding video explaining how to use everything. And obviously we plan a catch-up call for their first week. So I had a new client come on, right? This is a genuine story. I had a new client come on and I had a catch-up call with her today, right? So a bit of a kind of strange one. That's not her, that's someone else. So it's a bit of a kind of strange one, right? But I had a catch-up call with her today. We couldn't do it her first week. I can't remember why, but we booked in for it today. So she texted me today saying, I said, I love their chat today. She'd obviously sent a few things over after that. I said, love their chat today. So remember, just use me as much as you need me, right? I'll not show you this because it's got her name on it. She said, me too. Thank you so much. I feel properly reset after our chat today. Photos done. Weighed myself to tracking food so far. It's the first day she's tracked, right? Since that thing last week where we couldn't get our call done. Like, why would you not do that? So otherwise, see if I hadn't done that, I fucking guarantee you she would have handed her notice in. She would have handed her notice in over the course of the next week, before the next payment came off or whatever, she would have handed her notice in. So try and think ahead, try and be as proactive as you can do with these things, right? Now, we get the first call done along with their check-in. So this girl who came on, so the girl came on yesterday, right? Now, she's been onboarded within 24 hours. She had a welcome pack. She did everything through for her. She actually trains at 2 gyms. I have programmed 2 days for one gym, 2 days for the other gym, right? So you can't say these things are not personalised, right? Both gyms, online, looked at them all, looked at all the kit they've got, programmed specifically for those gyms, okay? So we will then get her check-in done on Monday, and we will do our first catch-up call, I think, next Friday with her, right? That's what you should be doing for new clients. Don't just get a new client in and then just think they're a number. We'll just let them fucking tick along. No, do your job properly, right? That is the most important fucking thing you can do. Check-ins, right? Every single week on the same day. Now, I think having structure with check-ins is vital. And I've said this to coaches I work with as well. Yet try and have a specific day. Don't just let people just check in when they want. Have a specific day. I do check-ins on a Monday and I do check-ins on a Tuesday. Every single client I work with gets their stuff filled out on a Sunday. I get their feedback over to them on the Monday, right? Every single client I do check-ins with on the Tuesday fills their stuff out on the sometimes Sunday or the Monday, and I get their feedback over on the Tuesday, right? They have a specific day that they need to check in. If there's people who have not checked in on that day, they don't get their check-in done, right? I'll send them a very quick video. Hey mate, how's it going? I know you've not checked in this week. Drop me a quick text on WhatsApp. Let me know how you're getting on, and we'll cover it on there. Don't let people just say to you, oh, hey, can I check in tomorrow? No, because then it fucks up your week, right? But give them that level of support. Even if they've not checked in, drop them a message. They'll usually shoot you a message back. Oh, fuck, sorry, mate, I completely forgot. I've had a really busy week. No worries at all, mate. And then you just chat over it on WhatsApp, right? It is your fucking job, okay? So, outside of that, get your check-ins done, right? They fill out their check-in sheet. They'll complete their training and nutrition trackers for the week. They receive a Loom feedback video from me, and it's as long as they need. It is as long as they need. Do not set a specific timer for check-ins and rush your check-ins to make them fit into 5 minutes. Like, just don't do that. I know some coaches do that. Oh yeah, max 5 minutes, max 5 minutes. No, Just fucking do the check-in. If they've written more on check-in, or if they need more support on check-in, give them more support. Do not rush these. Clients will pick up on it, right? Service delivery is the most important part of your job. I know we all think of ourselves as content creators and fucking influencers and all this. You're not, right? You're an online coach. An online coach is literally the most important part of your job is online coaching, right? Not jumping about like a dick on Instagram. Now, WhatsApp support. Don't do email support. That's something that came through from one of the coaches, one of the other coaches who is similar niche to myself. People were complaining, people who came to work with myself and my other coaches were complaining because they had to send them an email. Send somebody a fucking email, mate. It's 2026. The fuck are you doing sending emails to your coach for? What kind of fucking audacity is that as well? Like, oh, send me an email. No, fucking message me on WhatsApp. So get WhatsApp support, right? Any question. And the one thing I would say with this as well, right? Set times for it. Like, don't just sit on your phone and think, right, I need to reply to everyone instantly. You absolutely do not. Set times for it. Set an out of office if you need to. WhatsApp support. Any questions between check-ins, form videos. Block out at least one time slot to catch up on these WhatsApp messages each day. Message each client once a week to see how they're getting on. Now, I will catch up with every single client. I don't know exactly how many clients I've got just now. Let's say I've got 75 online PT clients, right? Every single one of those clients, unless I've spoken to them on a Thursday or a Friday, I will message them. So unless they've maybe sent me a form video or sent me a picture of a new low weight or something like that, I will go through my full Monday block on Drive and I'll message every single one of those clients. Hey mate, how you getting on? How's the rest of the week been? How did you cope with X, Y, Z? How's that been, right? They'll then get back to me, we'll have a quick conversation about it. Cool, have a good weekend, stay safe if you're working, and I'll catch you next week for check-in. See the amount of times, and this is the stuff that some of you will watch this, right, and go, it's not really that important. See the amount of times, I have a box on my check-in sheet, right, and it says, what more could I have done as your coach over the course of the last week? See the amount of times I have had someone write in that box, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, right? Genuinely 2 or 3 times a week on check-in, I will get someone writing that box. The message towards the end of the week helped massively. So for you, it takes you fucking 2 minutes to do. See, for your clients, it is a massive, massive thing. If they're going through the week, maybe they're struggling a wee bit, maybe they've had an argument with their partner, maybe something's happened that stressed them out, and you're the only one who's really giving a fuck about them. Greg, how you doing, mate? How's the week been? How did you get on with this fucking thing on Tuesday? Like, fucking hell, mate, this guy's actually a really good dude. Like, he actually cares about me. You can feel if people actually care about you because they'll catch up with you, right? Now, this is probably the most important thing. The most important thing. Now, my retention, I always say my retention is 19 months, right? It's probably more than that now. Last time I actually checked it, it was about 19 months, right? But now, again, it probably is more than that, right? I've had a lot of clients with me for a very, very long period of time. The one thing that I started doing a few years ago was more regular catch-up calls, okay? So I would typically do a call, I think it was every 12 weeks I would do a call. I don't know why, I just thought, right, 12 weeks is cool. But then I would have people basically coming in, getting coached by me for fucking 3 months. And then we would have a catch-up call. I think, if I'm being fully honest, I think the reason I did that was because I was working with another mentor years ago, and sometimes we did do like a paid in full, almost like a package thing. We offered them it monthly as well, but then they saved a bit of money if they paid up front for the first. In fact, no, it's like, that was 8 weeks. But anyway, I did catch-up calls every sort of 3 months or so, right? See, the one thing that helped my retention massively was regular catch-up calls. The minimum that I will go, the maximum that I will go without speaking to one of my clients on a 30-minute Zoom call is 6 weeks. I schedule these every single 6 weeks, right? See, if you have less than 30 clients and you're trying to grow your business, the easiest way to grow your business, getting new clients in, is retaining the current clients that you've already got. If you're having 2 people come in, 2 people dropping off, 2 people coming in, 2 people dropping off, it's a fucking nightmare, right? If you introduce this into your business, it will change the game. It will absolutely change the game for your business. So 30-minute Zoom calls, these are vital for building a good relationship. And that's the one thing you want. A lot of times, people will be with you for ages because they really just like you. They like working with you. They look at your service as just like another expense, right? It's like paying for petrol, it's paying their pension, it's paying for gas, electricity, whatever that may be, right? but they really like working with you because they know you, you know them, they're super comfortable with you. This is the one thing that helps with that massively, is these catch-up calls. If you have less than 30 clients, not specifically 30, right, there's no specific number, but if you're working with less than 30 clients, I would do these once a month. I would do 3 check-ins, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I would have catch-up calls with all my clients. Spend the full fucking week doing catch-up calls with your clients. 30-minute Zoom calls, these are vital for building a good relationship. Just chat shit, set goals, future pace, right? At no point should you or a client feel like they're ticking along. Coaching should take up most of your time. It is your job. Do not try and cut corners. I think it must be like a new generation of coaches. I don't understand why everyone wants to save so much time from coaching. Like, you're a fucking coach, mate. Like, imagine any other job. Imagine you were a driving instructor. Oh, I'd really like to do a bit less driving instructing. You're a fucking driving instructor, mate. Like, you're a coach. So coach people, right? Now, this is a very, very good story, right? This girl's name is not Claire, right? I'll try not to say her actual name while I'm going through it, but her name's not Claire. It's very similar to Claire. So this is the story of Claire, okay? Now, I had a client I've been working with for about a year. She had a very difficult couple of months. In summer of 2024, now I coached her free for 2 months. We paused the payment. And I said, look, see if you're happy to do this. I will pause your payment for these 2 months. She was like, I physically can't afford this. I can't remember if it was a tax issue or something like that with work, whatever it might be. I said, look, see if you're happy to do this. I will coach you for 2 months for free. All I want you to do is pay me with progress, right? And I'll go into that in a bit more detail now. So she's still with me, right? To this day, the date of recording, 27th of March, 2026. She's still with me, right? So she's been with me for, I can't remember exactly when she started, probably about 3 years, right? So, not even just in total, but since the point that she got those 3 months from myself, Claire, she's still with me paying £177 per month, right? So since the pause, she's paid me for 19 months. That's an additional £3,363. Was it worth it? Yes, absolutely, right? If it is purely financial and they're like, look, mate, I physically can't pay for this, I really, really want to, just pause their payment, right? And you might think, I don't want to work with someone for free. £3,363 later is not working with someone for free, right? So think about this long term as well. Now, this girl is probably one of my best transformations, right? I've had genuinely a lot of people, I'll post her transformations, and it's, again, kind of a given that you'll get someone message you off the back of it, right? If I post up one of her transformation photos, specifically if I do it at a specific time, right? I'm not really that arsed about posting transformations and getting people coming in off the back of it, but I've had a shitload of social proof from her, and probably more clients sign up off the back of it, right? If I put her picture up, again, I just happen to have someone message me for coaching, right? So, what to do? Now, if a client is a bit of a tire kicker, right, I would typically just let them go. And you need to trust your gut on this, right? You need to trust your gut instinct on this. So, you can pause payment. As coaches, we can make a lot of money, and it's easy to forget what it's like when you have a normal job and a normal salary, right? One big car bill or boiler breakdown can do you nasty, and the luxury, because coaching is a luxury at the end of the day, is one of the first things to go, right? So offer to pause payment for a month or two, keep the coaching going as normal, and I always say to my lot as well, if they do, I just say, look, mate, fucking just pay me with progress, see if you fucking get the head down. Every single day I want every single thing fucking ticked off. You do that, I'm happy to coach you for free. Deal? Yeah, 100%, mate, right? They know that you actually care. They put in even more effort, and they do typically feel like they'll owe you something from it. Like if someone gave me something for free, see if I was getting into coaching, right, and I had a mentor, and I said, look, mate, I'm fucked this month, mate. Like I'm making £200 from coaching, but I've had this big tax thing. I've had an issue with a car or something. See if I worked with someone, they're like, mate, do you know what? We'll just fucking pause the payment. You just turn up for me this month and do everything I'm asking you to do. That's all I need. Like, imagine somebody actually did that to you, right? It never fucking happens. People just care too much about the money, right? I do that, not regularly, but it happens, let's say, once every couple of months, I'll pause someone's payment. They know that you actually care. They put even more effort in because they feel like they owe you, and they will want to stay on when the payment begins again. Okay. Now again, a lot of my coaches watch this, right? We don't bullshit, but like I couldn't just make this stuff up, right? I don't even really think I could count on. I literally don't even know how many people we would have had that have had a free month and not came back on. I don't know, but it's few and far between. It's very, very few and far between. Now, the other thing that you can do is bi-weekly, right? I've got a few clients that I do check-ins with every second week. Now, they have been one-to-one every single week check-ins. Something's happened, and I say, right, cool, we can do bi-weekly, right? So I now charge $147 per month for bi-weekly check-ins and $197 for my full service. Full service always sounds naughty, doesn't it? For my full service. So it helps them out, especially if it's a long-term client. And they might actually need less check-ins, right? They might not need you the way they needed you before. Let's say they've done a weight loss phase, a gaining phase, a weight loss phase, and now they're back into their second gaining phase. And you're kind of not changing food much each month, maybe, or each week. Maybe you're looking at sort of training intensity, RPE, reps in reserve, whatever that might be. You've done all that. They're kind of pushing through with it. They're super happy to keep their coaching going. Like me just now, I'm probably the lowest maintenance client for my coach in the fucking world. My food's through the roof, my training's through the roof, I know what I'm doing, I turn up, I get it done, that's it, right? I still do my check-in with him every single week. But if something came up and I was like, look mate, I'm struggling to afford this, and he said, look, we can do it bi-weekly, it's not going to impact my goals, right? I'm not one of those people that needs my hand held every single moment. So again, for your clients, you can do the same thing, right? And they technically pay you, well, you technically earn more. They're paying you less, but you technically earn more for the amount of work that you're putting in, right? Don't offer this straight off the bat to people, right? You can also do this on sales calls. See if you had a sales call with someone and you're like, yeah, it's $197 per month, and they go away and go, look mate, I was thinking more kind of 150, 160. You say, well, we've also got a bi-weekly option, mate. Usually if you do bi-weekly like that, you can then upsell them because they will need that support to start off with. But again, that's for another video. So take the risk, right? Now this is a risk. Like, don't get fucking annoyed if you do this and someone doesn't come back, right? Sometimes that will happen, okay? It's business, it's all a risk. But good on you for taking the risk. Good on you. Everyone's too fucking scared to do it. But we don't live in fear, do we? Anyway, take the risk, pausing payment and hoping someone will return after the 3 month is always a risk, right? In my experience, it is worth it. I think over the year, we've had 1 or 2 clients reach out before the end of the 3 month to tell me they physically can't afford to come back, right? I think one of our coaches has maybe had someone do that as well, but I would be lying if I said an exact number. I can't remember, right? But most of the people, like 9 times out of 10, they will just come back, right? Their payment's set. Like if I paused your payment today, right? If you're working with me, and let's say your payment was meant to come off tomorrow on the 28th, and I paused your payment for tomorrow, that would be your March payment, and I paused your April payment. We just keep things going as normal. Your payment at the end of May comes out as normal, and it's just going on from there, right? So that will probably mean that they'll come back. You've done them a favour, they've made even more progress with it over those couple of months because they've been paying you with progress. But again, do not take it personally, right, and act like a little victim. The one thing to do, right, see if you do genuinely have a client that leaves, I would say probably once or twice a month, I will have probably closer to once a month. I'd say probably closer to once a month. This month I've had 2 or 3, I think. Probably about 2 or 3 old clients come back to work with me. See when people, like, don't fall out with people. It's such a weird thing that coaches, like, fall out with people. You're so fucking emotional about everything, right? Like, be an adult. Don't be reactive in your business. Don't be emotional in your business. Be professional, right? See if someone is genuinely leaving. So I have a guy leaving this month, right? His last payment comes off tomorrow, right? We had a call this week, and I said to him on the call, I was like, look mate, what can we kind of do to help you, like, get through this? Is there anything we can do financially? He was like, mate, genuinely, if I could do it, I would do it. But he said coaching is a luxury. He said at the moment we're trying to get a summer holiday sorted. He's got 2 kids, so we're trying to get a summer holiday sorted. And he was like, I literally just can't justify it for the next couple of months, not being able to take my kids on holiday because I've paid an extra 400 or 600 quid to yourself by that point, mate. And he was like, I appreciate everything you've done. I said, look, no, it's absolutely fine. Let's just make the most of these next few weeks. So we're going to coach him the exact same way, put as much effort as I would have put into him if he was staying on as a client. I've said to him as well, we will get your off-boarding call, right? I didn't call it that. I would say we'll get your basically end of coaching call done on that last week, and I will go over everything he needs to know to go over this and do it by himself when he's going it alone. Okay, so get an offboarding call set up, give them a great service, and they will more than likely be back in the future, right? This guy, I don't know whether he will do or not, but there's a high likelihood that when he has this holiday with his kids, he will come back from that holiday with his kids, and he'll probably think about coming back home with myself, or he'll reach out to work myself, especially because I've not acted like a wee gimp when he's dropped off, right? So don't act like a gimp, don't act like a weirdo, just be professional, right? Hopefully this video has helped. If you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. My Instagram and all that's below as well, so go and follow me on Instagram, or don't, I don't really care, but hopefully you've got something from the video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.